Hello everybody. It's 76 degrees outside and it's not humid for once in Minnesota. Minnesota actually gets quite warm. I know we're known for our cold and everything like that, but it's been like Florida. It's just been hot in here. Anyway, so I want to get outside. This is why also there hasn't been a lot of writing. I've just been getting outside, packing summer in before winter hits. But we have another video request. This one comes from Alex over at academiccomposition.com. And he had a question, even though we have a business relationship, and he's a client or a sponsor of mine. He did have a question, and he wanted a video done on why corporate taxes are stupid. And he has an opinion, a position. I'm here not to agree with that position or opinion. I'm here to tell you it's true. Corporate taxes are really fucking stupid. And this is not an opinion. It really isn't. So I'm going to try to explain this. I know those of you on the right or libertarian or free marketers are going to idealistically or philosophically agree with me, but I'm hopefully going to get those people on the left who hate corporations to realize that you've been lied to, that you've been brainwashed, you've been indoctrinated, and to maybe plead and beg for you to exercise true independent thought and think this through and try and understand it and realize just how fucktacularly stupid having corporate taxes are and why it doesn't even matter politically unless you have so endeared and ingratiated yourself to, like, one of the tenets and pillars of socialism is to hate corporations. If that's the case, I can't reason with you. There's no amount of logic or reasoning that's going to get through your emotional and blinding weddedness to that hatred. But we're going to try anyway. And if you're really intellectually honest, you say, you know what, he's right. And if you're an ideologue and you just really want to hate on corporations because it's so key, it's like a founding block or a keystone to your larger ideological infrastructure, and if you took it away, you'd have to rethink your whole ideological infrastructure, and you're just too dang lazy to do that, then I can't do anything about it, because I hate to sound so black and white about it, but you're insane, or you're delusional, or you just refuse to listen to reason, and there's, you keep, believing free shit or printing off money is going to save the world. Anyway. Reason number one, you have to understand is that when you tax corporations, there is no such thing as a corporation. There's only people that own the corporation. And ultimately, you're taxing yourself. Now, a lot of you, even those on the left, are like, fine, man, it's the rich that own the corporations. Yeah, man. Okay, get your professor's dick out of your mouth and start listening, okay? Yes, the rich own a pluralistic percentage, a disproportionate percentage of shares of stocks in corporations. But the majority is not owned by rich people. Look up that word pluralistic if you don't know what that means. The majority of stocks are owned by, drumroll, get ready, normal, average, everyday people. And they own that through these things called retirement programs. You may have heard of these. 401ks, IRAs, pensions. This is not money that Barack's magical flying job farting unicorn just farted out. People take their money, they invest in mutual funds or hedge funds, and those of which the underlying investments, the building blocks of those things, are stocks and bonds. And if you look at the who owns the majority of stocks and bonds, it's pension funds, it's 401ks, it's IRAs, it's 403bs, it's even students, little kids, and their 529 programs that their parents have set up for them. Right? So when you want, let's stick it to the corporations, you're ultimately saying, let's stick it to the normal, everyday, average working Joe. Or the not the pension funds, the college funds of future college students, of children, right? Although they're a minority, right? You really got to wake up. The union people are the perfect example. Yeah, let's stick it to the corporation. It's like you're biting the hands that feed you. Where's the pension funds for the unions invested? Oh, corporations. I know. You should. So you're not getting back at the rich. You're shooting yourself in the foot. And you personally, I don't own stocks. Fine, good. You don't own stocks. Okay. When you get older, guess what? You're probably going to have to invest in stocks or something. A corporation is just a legal entity. The ultimate ownership are people like you and me. And the sooner you wake up from that delusion, that lie that the left, that the Democrats and the socialists have told you it's us versus them. No, it's us versus us is what they're saying. It's a circular firing squad. And this, again, this is not opinion. This is not me wishing it the way it was. It is the way it is. You got to wake up and realize you're in a circular firing squad. And the villain that's been lying to you has been the left. But again, I mean, if your ideology, if your religion is just as valuable to you as, the Bible is to Christians, and you want to believe in a guy nailed to a plank of wood, you can believe that corporations are all owned by evil rich people, and that you're not shooting yourself in the foot when you tax them. All right, let's talk about taxes. Number 2, why corporate taxes are stupid. Remember how I told you people own corporations? Well, you say, why would they own corporations? Well, because they are paid a dividend. They are entitled to a share of the profits. That's why they invest in stocks, or you should. And then when they get a check, a quarterly check comes in, or a biannual check comes in, depends on the corporation, they get a dividend check. And what happens? Well, they're taxed again on it. So you see, this is what's called double taxation. A corporation already pays a corporate tax rate of, in the United States, it's roughly 40% if you throw in state and federal. Federal, I think, is like 36%, and then depending on the state, some have none, some have 10. If you want to bend over and get ass raped in California, New York, go ahead. The corporate tax rate, roughly in the United States, is 40%. Well, then, depending on your income level, you're taxed anywhere from 5 to 15% on your dividends. Not to mention, there's capital gains tax on any time you sell a stock. So your effective tax rate on corporations is really more like 50%. Now, I'm going to address it later, because I know all the Democrats right now having conniptions. I know you're having a conniption. Just please calm down. I'll address that later. My larger point is this. You are taxed double as an individual when you invest in a corporation. Once your corporation, which you partly own, is nicked at the 40% tax rate, and then you're nicked when you get a dividend. All right? And then capital gains down the road. So again, you're looking at, why would I invest in a corporation? I think investing in corporations is stupid. I can't. Between the stock market valuation being overvalued, with quantitative easing money, and with people throwing trillions of dollars into their 401ks and IRAs, it's not. I mean, you look at dividend yields. These are all boring things that you can look up later, but my readers will know because they're actually educated. You look at it, it is. It has except for the Great Depression at the peak, or the Great Bubble, or the .com bubble. The stock market has never been historically, mathematically so overvalued as it is today. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, and then to have 50% of my money confiscated, why would I invest in that? Now, another thing with why corporate taxes are stupid, they deter investment. Now, let's say you have an effective 50% tax rate. Who the fuck is going to consciously invest anyway in investing in a corporation? I know people will mindlessly invest buying shares that already exist in their 401ks and IRAs and retirement plans, because they're investment zombies. They're with the 401k clergy. They don't think. But any new investment, any corporation, any potential investor want to set up a corporation here, why would they do that if they're going to be taxed 50%? Right? And so this gets back, especially to you younger people who are like, it's sticking to the corporations, man. You're the same OWS fucking idiots that don't know where are the jobs, man. Well, gee, I think the jobs come from corporations. And they don't have to be big public corporations. They can be small private corporations. Companies in general, taxing companies, whether they're S Corp, a C Corp, multinational, domestic, singular, state, whatever, taxing entities that create jobs is stupid. Now, a lot of you go say, well, I'm going to go work for the government. Oh, really? Where does the government get its money? That's right, the people and the private companies, the corporations. That's where they tax. So, and also understand there's a whole other thing. Like when you work for a company, you're actually producing something somebody in the market wants. They're willing to pay for gas. They're willing to pay for an iPhone. They're willing to pay for Wolfenstein New World Order, which is a great video game, by the way. When you go work for the fucking social work department, or you do like this fucking make work job, you're not doing anything for society. You're not producing anything of value. And if anything, you're mortgaging your future so that, we can have spending a lot of money for make work government jobs today, so that you have a job today that doesn't do anything today, but at the sacrifice of the destruction of your financial future tomorrow. Anyway, larger point being, if you can't find jobs, geez, were you the ones that wanted to stick it to the corporations? Were you like, oh yeah, man, corporations are evil, man? Once again, your professor's dick was so far in your mouth it maybe came out your ears. You weren't listening to logic and reason. All right, so Well, and here's another thing. If you hate on corporations, you villainize them, and then you tax them, you basically punish them, they're not going to want to invest here, and they're going to invest somewhere else. I mean, like, right now, through tax holes and loopholes, which do exist, corporations, U.S. corporations are estimated to have $2.5 trillion sitting overseas. And they're just leaving it overseas, and there's offshore subsidiaries, foreign banks, whatever. All right, and they're not bringing it back. That's helping out other countries right now, sitting in their banks, so those banks lend out the money to those people in those entities or those countries. All right, so it's in the financial systems of other countries, not here in the U.S. I wonder what the effect would be if we got rid of corporations and all of a sudden corporations brought back $2.5 trillion. I wonder what would happen to our economic growth. I wonder if you people would still be working at fucking Starbucks as baristas. I wonder. So, do you want $2.5 trillion in new private investment? Now, here's the other thing. You couldn't just say, all right, we're going to, one time only, we'll let you bring back the $2.5 trillion without taxing it. No, get rid of it forever. So corporations would never send that money overseas in the first place. They'd invest it here domestically. And I know this is going to be asking a lot of the left to understand this. What do you think that would do to foreign investors? Foreign investors would say, hey, the United States has zero taxes. Not only would domestic companies bring back their $2.5 trillion, foreign investors, foreign corporations would invest in the United States saying they got 0%. Guess where the money's going to go? It's the reverse of capital flight. I don't know what they call the reverse of capital flight because we've had nothing but capital flight. It's sad. I don't even know what the term for reverse capital flight is. Investment? Capital investment? I don't know. But we've been scaring any investment out of here because we hate corporations. We want to tax the fuck out of them. So I don't know what would happen if we became this attraction for capital, where we'd be like an Ireland or Singapore. Or, you know what? Hang on. Let's look up two countries. Here's another reason you may want to get rid of corporate taxes. You know those stupid offshore tax havens? We're going to look up two, Bermuda and the Cayman Islands. Bermuda. Our income per capita is roughly like $44,000 per year. Let's look at Bermuda. Bermuda has no corporate taxes. Public debt enjoys the fourth highest per capita in the world, 70% higher than the U.S. GDP per capita, $86,000. Yeah, but let's stick it to the corporations, man. Fuck the corporation. Would you like $86,000 a year? That's the average schmo. That's the average schmuck walking down the streets of, what's the capital? What's the name? Hamilton. That's it, Hamilton. Do you want, all right, okay, that could only be one off-time thing, man. That's just Bermuda, man. You're in cahoots with it. What is it, the Illuminati? Let's try Cayman Islands. CIA World Fact Book. Oh, this is old data. What the hell? Let's go back to the CIA World Fact Book. Cayman Islands. I don't want the picture out. Really? Is it that hard? Let's do CIA World Fact Book and we'll go from there. World Fact Book. It's a great resource if you just want to find something really quick. Please select country to view. Cayman Islands. Alright, let's look at the economics. GDP per capita, 44,000. Oh, this is 2004 estimate. That's like dated. That's like, okay. But anyway, my point is this. Go look at these offshore tax havens. Let's do Singapore. You want to do Singapore? Let's take a look at Singapore. Or Monaco. Let's do Luxembourg, Liechtenstein. Here's Liechtenstein. Economy, Liechtenstein. You've never heard of these countries because you guys are all too busy talking about Sweden and Norway. $89,000, Liechtenstein. You want to do another one? Let's do Luxembourg. We'll go with the L's. Oh wait, Luxembourg I think does have a tax. Monaco. Let's do Monaco. Monaco. You can do this yourself. Look it up, guys. You don't need me to do this. The left does because they're going to purposely choose not to do that. GDP per capita, $85,000. Really? Up to you guys. I mean, I don't know how the left has so lied to you. I mean, could you imagine if there was enough investment that we were all making about $90,000 a year? Okay. And then finally, I'm going to address this because I know it's going to come up, and that is the effective versus statutory rate. Effective versus statutory rate of corporate taxes. The stated rate, the statutory rate, is about 50% when you combine dividend taxes. And the left always likes to say, but the effective rate is only like 12%. The effective rate is only 17%. And there's different studies out there depending on what, you've seen the articles before, like Google doesn't pay any taxes because all their money's invested in fucking Ireland. And GE doesn't pay taxes because all their money is fucking invested in Ireland. I wonder how Ireland's doing. You know what? Look it up. See how Ireland's doing. Anyway, so they always say, well, they don't, if you've seen the articles, they pay 0% effective tax rates. And then they make the large argument that overall the corporate effective tax rate is more like, I've seen as low as 12, I've seen them go up to 32, whatever. I'd like to use the middle, like 17-ish or something, because that's a reputable study I saw. My point is, so fucking what? It should be 0. There shouldn't be any corporate tax rate. And you know something else? The amount of fucking hell, they don't account for the accounting costs that corporations have to employ and the wasted time and labor they do dicking around trying to lower their taxes using these offshore tactics and techniques and all that other crap. They spend billions, hundreds of billions a year. Now imagine, once again, if instead of spending it on accountants and international tax lawyers to figure this shit out, I don't know, they set up a plant in the United States because there's no fucking taxes. It is so obvious to me, and it should be so obvious to anyone else, taking politics out of it, why you don't want corporate taxes. Right? So the effective versus statutory debate is moot. It's a hurdle. It's like, yeah, we wouldn't need an effective tax rate. There wouldn't even be a debate if you just had 0%, because we wouldn't care. We'd be like, yeah, corporations, come here, please. Right? But I know you're all too busy being programmed to envy and hate and be gel. Are you gel? Are you gel? Are you gelling? Not the Dr. Strolls, I'm talking South Park. So here's the deal. I'm going to summarize corporate taxes as I have done in the past so that you can all understand it. Corporate taxes are not alike. They're not akin to. They're not similar to. They're 100% identical to beating your wife. Right? And all you idiots out there who are these like anti-corporations, corporations suck, man. You're like these big fat trailer park guys with the wife beater shirt, beating your wives every day, and then wondering why she leaves, wondering why she cheats on you, wondering why she's not at home, wondering why she filed for a divorce, wondering why she moved out of state. It's the exact same thing. You're abusing what is a necessary, valued, and productive entity in the country, or any country, and that is companies, corporations, investment. It's really up to you. Do you want to beat your wife? Do you want to beat up corporations? Do you want to be your whipping boy? You want to blame them for all the evils in the world? And I understand I understand lobbying. You guys, I understand banksters. Trust you me. If I'm ever president, there's going to be bankster season. And there's going to be blood in the streets, which is why I won't run for president, because I would not get there. I understand that. I'm talking from a purely economic investment standpoint. Do you want corporations to come here? Yes or no? Do you want investment here? Yes or no? Do you want $90,000 income per capita? Yes or no? Right? It's possible. It absolutely is possible. You got to get rid of this anti-production, anti-success, anti-corporate, anti-investment, conspiracy theory. They're all out to get it. You got to get rid of it. It's not true. I understand lobbying is true. I understand that's bad. You got me. Yes, I understand. Solyndra is a perfect example. GE. There's plenty of examples of corporations manipulating the politics of this country. I understand. Take that. We're not talking politics. We're not talking legal. I'm talking economics, right? There should be no corporate tax rate. You want the economy to boom? All you millennials, all you Gen Yers, all you young people that voted for Barack Obama to just screw you and your future over royally. You want salvation? You want hope? Let's make the United States a tax haven. Let's give Bermuda and the Cayman Islands a run for their money. Let's make this a zero tax place, all right? And then you'll have more of a genuine, legitimate, true, genuine hope in a future than this bullshit we got now where we shoegaze and, yeah, man, it's evil corporations, man. It's the system, man. The man. What do we call it? Man. Man philosophy. Man. From The Big Lebowski. Jeff Bridges. That's, if you want to be like Jeff Bridges and be the dude for the rest of your life, okay, fine. You can, have a shitty life. But if you want genuine hope, you want something that might actually work, you might actually have the money to buy a house, pay off your student loans. How about we start championing production? How about we start championing corporations? How about we start championing employers? Yes, absolutely. Get rid of the lobbying. I understand that. But what's within our power right now, I think both on the left and the right, is to help build the economy by being attractive to investment, being attractive to investors. To get people to, instead of invest over in China or India, invest here. First thing you do, stop beating your wife and fleecing people for 50% of the money that ever comes in here. That might be a start. Anyway, that's my take on corporate taxes. I'm right, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Toodles.